Welcome back. You're still watching The Money Show. Anish Achuthan, the co-founder and CEO, is joining us right now. He's joining us to talk about the neo-banking space as well. Anish, thank you so much for joining us on The Money Show today. Just want to know the fundamentals about neo-banking. Is it for individuals?
Neobanks are basically fintechs offering digital banking services, often in partnership with banks because they don't have a license. These fintechs partner with the banks, build the services on top of the bank's existing infrastructure. Even though neobanks are for consumers and SMEs, we primarily have been focusing on SMEs or small businesses.
Can you tell me how can individuals benefit from it, and what are the things they should keep in mind when they're weighing I'm sorry, when they're weighing between neo-banking versus traditional banking?
So most of the neobanks try to solve the pain points consumers or businesses face when it comes to the traditional banking in terms of better user experiences, in terms of value-added services. For example, some of the consumer neobanks globally, they've been offering services like better way to save money for the millennials or manage their saving goals, better user experience. You don't have to call up the call center for deactivating your card or unlocking the card. So these are just few ways in which like neobanks makes a difference over traditional banks. And most of these neobanks often comes with digital onboarding, so you may be able to actually get an account within like 2 minutes or 3 minutes through a completely digital onboarding process. In our case, we've been specifically focused on small businesses, and what we've been trying to solve is the business banking challenges small businesses go through. They used to deal with multiple interfaces for like using an invoicing tool for invoicing, using a separate payment gateway for payment collection, or a separate accounting system. What we have done is like we had built in all of these tools into their bank account. So if you get a business current account, you have your invoicing, your bookkeeping, your expense management, everything built into it. So these are like the niche ways in which neobanks are actually differentiating from traditional banks, and these are the benefits which consumers look forward when they actually compare neobanks versus traditional banks.
Okay, all right. What about small businesses? How can they make advantage of this space?
Right. As I mentioned, neobanks actually, neobanks like us have been offering a suite of value-added tools to help these small businesses automate their finances. For example, for a traditional small business, a typical small business, he can actually raise his invoices directly on this platform. He can actually manage his bookkeeping directly on this platform. Uh, these services were earlier available from multiple fragmented service providers. Now everything has been built into his bank account. And he can also manage all his existing bank accounts on a similar platform. So it helps small businesses save their time. They can focus on their core business than worrying about like their business banking challenges. And it's also helped them automate most of their financial processes.
Okay, all right. And what are the key advantages that neo-banking tends to offer over regular banking?
One is like better user experience, better onboarding experiences, and most of the times banks may not be able to offer your other value-added services. For example, an integrated payroll for a small business, or like bookkeeping. So these are like the value-added services that actually comes as, or it comes integrated as a part of your bank account. These are some of the ways in which like neobanks actually add value to the customers.
Okay, all right. Are there any challenges involved as well that one needs to know of for neo-banking?
From a customer perspective, definitely these neobanks partner with an existing bank to offer their services. So you need to be sure about like you need to really sure about before signing up on the service. You need to really check with which are the banks with which the neobank has actually partnered with. Other than that, I don't see too much of the challenges. In fact, this segment has been growing well, even in markets like India. Like there are at least 6 to 7 neobanks right now, so there's a lot of choices for the customers. From a regulatory standpoint, neobanks are not currently directly regulated. It's always regulated through the banks, but the regulators have been always been positive about the neobanking business models throughout the world.
Okay. Anish, it was a pleasure chatting with you and getting to know more about the neo banking domain. Thanks much for joining us on the Money Show.